Hello, sisters. My name is Marie David, and I would like to welcome you all to the 2021 Circle of Sisters, where we are loving the skin that we are in. Today, we're talking all things beauty, all things skincare, and joining me today are two amazing ladies. First up, we have beauty expert and makeup artist Erline Louigene. Hey, girl.
Hey!
And in the building today, y'all, is Black Girl Sunscreen. So give it up for Miss Shontay Lundy.
Hey.
What's up, ladies? How's it going?
Everything.
Everything is going good?
Everything is going good. It's the end of the season. It's the end of the year. Isn't it crazy?
Yes. So we're going to dive in and talk about some of our favorite skincare products. Shontay, I'll start with you, girl. What would you like to use on the skin?
Of course you would, right? So I keep my skincare regimen to a minimal, using a toner, a moisturizer, a cleanser, and of course, Black Girl Sunscreen as the SPF. But when I do buy my products, I love supporting Black-owned businesses. Just to name a couple would be Shop Jack's, and she has clean natural soaps, and Play Pits, which is a deodorant by a Black woman. So those are just a couple to name a few.
Yes. And what about you, Erline?
Skincare is very similar to what my sister has mentioned, is definitely a regimen. I think that's super important. So keeping it simple from the sense of a good cleanser, a good toner, definitely a good serum, and a moisturizer for sure.
Guys, for those of you tuning in, I'm going to share some of my favorite products too. And just like Shontay, I like to support Black owned businesses. Okay, this is what we're doing. So I like this product here by Salt XO. Is a vitamin C gel. And then I like to apply a toner. This is also from Salt XO. And then I like to use the Super C Brightening Serum from Urban RX. And then I'll apply the Ultra Facial Fuel by Salt XO. So that's like my little thing here. Ladies, do you guys have like a step? Do you do the soap first? And then, like what do you guys do first?
Well, we didn't know it was show and tell, Marie.
No. Listen, I mean, if you want to go to run and grab them real quick, you can. If you could just give us a little step by step. I ain't mean to put y'all on blast like that.
Yeah. So this is what I would say.
Mhm.
I actually didn't go to the dermatologist until I was in my mid-20s, quite some time ago. And that's where I learned about a skincare regimen. Truth be told, I was using, a big brand soap to wash my face on a daily basis. And it wasn't until I made that first dermatology appointment, and that's where I was put on to the three steps, if you will. It didn't even incorporate SPF. I didn't start using SPF until Black Girl Sunscreen was created. So for me, it's about the education of what each product, not the education of what each product does, but what it actually does to your skin. So when you ask, like, what are the steps? I think that it could vary for different people. For me, I tone as soon as I get out of the shower, let it dry a little bit. But also, even with toning, it's how do you apply the toner? Do you pat it on your skin, or do you use a cotton swab? Like, it's a great debate. I let it dry, and then I moisturize. And then depending on the day, I might use a serum every other day. And then for sure, I top it off with an SPF. So I think it just varies, person to person.
Shontay, let me ask you, because you mentioned SPF, and some of the ladies tuning in right now, they might not know what that means, SPF. So just break it down for us, girl.
Just the three letters is an acronym for sun protection factor, and it's the UV amount that's in sunscreen. So it's the number that's literally on the bottle of sunscreen. So it can range from a 15, which typically is seen in cosmetic products, up to, I mean, I've seen 100. And the FDA says that anything over 50 isn't really valid, but we won't go there. So you can see 15, 25, 30, 45, 50, 75, and 100. And the difference between, a 30 and a 50 is literally 5% difference of protection. So
Yes, come through with the gems. I know that's right. Erline, this question is for you. What is the most effective way to keep your skin moisturized? Your skin, your face.
So again, I think it also goes based off of everyone's kind of skin type. Some of the things that I've found that has helped me, because for the life of me, and I think for many women of color, we often think that we're all oily skin. But for the most part, I find that in keeping your skin moisturized, even the oiliest of skins still need moisture. And so I find that using a heavier base cream at night, whether it may be, I'm trying to think of something that is actually on a thicker side. This is on the more expensive side, but Charlotte Tilbury makes a nice thick cream. Embryolisse is a nice thicker cream. And I like that towards at night to really like moisturize. You're not going anywhere, you're going to sleep. And then for under the makeup during the day, like something a little bit lighter, like a water-based kind of cream. And so sometimes I think I was in love with actually one that was from L'Oreal. It's called Hydrogenius. That one was pretty good. And there's a couple, it ranges to the high end from Belief at Sephora. But I find that that works well under makeup where it doesn't kind of like slip and slide and create this oily, peakage through your foundation.
I love it, ladies. If you are tuning in, I hope you guys have your pen and your pad and y'all taking notes because I for sure is trying to make sure I hold on to this information. But Shontay,
just to kind of piggyback on that question, and this is like super simple because the way I thought about that was what is the behavior of an everyday person to moisturize their skin? And I think it's about when you get out of the shower. Do you moisturize or do you not? Do you moisturize on dry skin or do you moisturize on a wet skin or do you, let it air dry? And I asked my team this question because everyone does it so differently. And what I notice is when I don't moisturize, when I come out of the shower, I'm looking really, really ashy and dry and just wondering if this is even my skin sometimes. So I think when we talk about the habits and like ways to moisturize our skin, the continuity of moisturizing on a daily basis is super important.
yes, Shontay, this question is for you. How important is a sunscreen and how often should we use it?
I mean, it was so important that we created Black Girl Sunscreen to, educate and include a demographic that has been completely ignored for decades. Um, I would say that you would use it on a daily basis, especially, on the face. So for the people that think that, SPF is supposed to be used only on vacation or going to the beach or to the pool, um, that's wrong. As SPF helps with, cosmetic issues, hyperpigmentation, aging well, all those things. So it should be worn for that purpose on a day to day. But if you are outdoors, putting it on when you leave and then reapplying when you are in the sun is the best practices.
Yes. Go ahead, Erline.
Yeah, I'd like to add to that actually. In my, I found that actually Blu-rays from your actual computer screen can also be a in a negative way on your skin. So you might not even thinking about the rays that are coming off from your actual screens that you're in front of, especially with being in COVID and working remote and things of that nature. So even just being inside the house are these rays that you're experiencing on your skin on a day-to-day basis.
So, ladies, this question is for the both of you. Is it true that Black skin does not crack? Shontay, I'll start with you.
I mean, that's our campaign. Black Don't Crack. We've done a national campaign across the country, just kind of really bringing the awareness that it can. And if you don't take care of it, it will. And it really starts from the basic steps of not moisturizing your skin. Forget about applying SPF, but just moisturizing. So then we talk about, aging. How do we maintain our youth?
And by applying SPF on a day-to-day, it could help with, the fine lines, the premature aging. So that's what we are talking about when we talk about, Black don't crack, is that it can, but you need to take care of it on a day-to-day.
What about you, Erline?
I agree with you completely. I think you definitely have to, I feel like to each their own. For me, I'm a product junkie. And it's also just in terms of paying attention to your skin. I think that and most times when working with clients, I often feel like people have beautiful skin, no blemishes and things of that nature, but then you might come across texture. And I find that sometimes people might not even be aware of just the exfoliation process, and being able to implement something like that, so simple, that kind of buffs away even the dead skin cells, to kind of shine the new skin underneath. So even incorporating things like that, I definitely think that you need to try and find, it's almost like trial and error, but I think that's the fun part, to be quite honest. And now that there are so many different companies that are coming out with things that are created and cultivated for melanin skin, I think that it's even more fun. So yeah, I think it's more so just kind of paying attention to certain areas as we get older, just being in tune, drinking lots of water. That's still not a myth. And so yeah, those are the ways that I would pretty much go about that.
Yes, yes, I love it. What are some of the misconceptions do you think some folks might have about skincare? Erline?
So one of the things I had mentioned earlier was that if you're oily skin, you can't wear moisturizer. Don't put it on me. I'm really oily. That's definitely one thing. I'm trying to think of some more. Maybe I might bounce this back over to you, sis, and then I might think of some other.
Yes, let's Shontay, you chime on in.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a thinking question, because it's kind of like, what are we thinking does work, but it actually doesn't. So
Yes.
I think one of the hugest misconceptions right now today is that every product should be natural and green and no chemicals, and chemicals are bad for you. I'm hearing it everywhere I go, in pretty much every space, whether it's hair, whether it's skin. And I think that's just false. We as human need chemicals to live. So in my opinion, all natural products, we really need to understand what that means. So it's a misconception that all natural products are better for you than, let's just say, products that maybe have synthetic or clean chemical ingredients. I think another misconception is that people of color don't need to protect their skin from sun. So those are my two.
Yes, yes. And during the winter time when it gets all cold and stuff, some of us like to use Vaseline. We like to put it on just to stay, moisturized and that sort of stuff. What are some of the good skincare routines that people can use during the winter time when it's cold to avoid clogged pores?
So I think again that depends on people and knowing their skin. I, for one, as far as super thicker oils like Vaseline, probably can't get away with that. I can't get away with sleeping with makeup on. That was another thing, because I will literally immediately break out the next day. Like it'll just happen. I'll have a new friend. So I think one of the ways that you can protect your skin is if you do those things and your skin can handle that, it's really having a good cleansing process to get rid of all of that oil. In the process of being able to put makeup on and so forth. So not necessarily stripping your skin completely, because that's actually probably another misconception. Going in too strong with astringents and things like that, and doing those on a day-to-day basis, that could be harmful. But definitely cleaning your skin. And when I say cleaning, that could be a two-step process. I find that having like maybe a cleansing oil to break it down, and those are more lightweight versus sometimes a cream, and so forth, and then going in maybe with some sort of towelette or a wipe to like kind of wipe it, and then going in for a wash. So there are different processes that you can definitely try. But again, I feel like to each their own. I don't think there's really any rules per se. you got to know, or you have to try out, and what may work for me may not work for the next person. But trying out and not being afraid to do so is what's important, and paying attention to the ingredients, that is also still important. So if you know that you're allergic to something, when you're realizing that there's a trend with something, then being aware of that as well, in your beauty routine.
Yes, now let's talk makeup. I know some of the ladies watching it right now or tuning in right now. They probably want to know how to get like an everyday look, Erline. Like, let's say they wake up and they're rushing out the house, but they want to look alive, refreshed, and ready to go. What are some steps that they can do?
I think people typically go to a Sephora or Ulta and are often overwhelmed by just so many ranges and products. One thing I can say is that we don't all always have to fit in one shade of a bottle. Don't be afraid to buy two shades if you can, and kind of mix it to find your natural skin tone. I don't think everyone comes in such beautiful arrays of melanin, and different shades of color that we don't necessarily fit sometimes the norm of what they put out for the general masses. So don't be afraid to mix. But I say if you want a lightweight kind of version, just something to cover blemishes or give you a even skin tone, I'd say actually incorporate some sort of moisturizer, or lotion, your favorite lotion, into your foundation and kind of like thin it out a little bit. And you can actually apply it as a BB cream if you wanted to. And then if you want to go full glam, I'm all here for it. So the foundation, a good bronzer, and concealer is really kind of like the 1-2 step. And even if you don't want to go that far, just a foundation, brows, and a lip. I mean, it does wonders.
Yes, you can't go wrong with a lip. What about you, Shontay? What you like to use, girl?
Actually really grown in this space, and I don't want to say grown, but like changed my behaviors. So pre-pandemic, going into the office, I would have a natural face, whether it's just a coat of not foundation but powder. Always have my eyebrows done and maybe a neutral lip. Post-pandemic, I am actually no makeup on my face, and I feel extremely confident. But as long as I have a lash on, that's what enhances my eyes, I feel like. And I feel that it's still a little something to give me a pop, and not feeling like, okay, I have to do my face, every single day. And then as long as I have my lip gloss, I'm feeling great. So my steps for a natural face are, of course, the moisturizing, the SPF, the lash always, and then a lip gloss.
I absolutely love it. This is great. This is great information. For those of you tuning in, are you guys getting all this information? Because this is some good stuff. I have one more question about facials. And I wanted to ask, do you guys use facials? If so, how often do you use facials? And would you recommend it? Erline?
So I think facials are awesome. I will be completely honest, I don't do them as often as I would like to. I do them as part of like self-care. So I've actually purchased like a steamer, a facial steamer off of Amazon. And I think this is actually pre-pandemic, but it worked out perfectly during it. And I feel like it does do a world of a difference in my actual skin routine, whether it's using it prior to a mask or while a mask is on, just kind of opening up the pores a little bit, to help like product actually really go in deep and do the work that it's supposed to do. And it just feels good, like just to be able to just kind of pamper yourself. So as far as that, and of course, just the plethora of skincare that is on the market today. As I mentioned, I'm a product junkie, so trying out different scrubs, and different serums, The Ordinary. There's so many different brands that are like within a variety in terms of the range of pricing. So you don't have to have like a lot of money to be able to, get decent skin or to, explore in that realm. So those are the things that I've actually played around with, from a home perspective on my own.
And what about you, Shontay?
On one side, getting a facial it's a really good feeling. You're able to relax and you're able to get, top-notch treatment, whether it's popping out those whiteheads, getting a massage on your face and getting, top of the line skincare products, utilized. But it comes with a price. And not everybody's at that place where they can do that 3 times a year. That's where I was at, 3 times a year getting a facial. And then I converted to, okay, what are some of the things that are cost effective and that will still work effectively? And I did purchase a steamer. With the steamer, I like to dermaplane, and that is, getting rid of kind of like those little hairs, like if you get like goosebumps or like the chills on your face. So you get rid of those hairs, and it just feels, your face feels really smooth, after that procedure. I also don't sleep on like sheet mask and masks that come from the jar, as that's also like an affordable option to kind of give yourself um, a home facial. So yeah, going to the esthetician is not always in reach for everyone, from a time perspective and from a financial perspective. But then there's also those at-home alternatives that you can do.
Yes, and before we go, ladies, I would like to ask you guys about your brand. Erline, tell us a little bit about what you do. We can tell just by looking at you. You look absolutely beautiful. So tell the people, the ladies right now, what you do exactly.
So I am a freelance makeup artist. I predominantly work in the bridal beauty, I say, industry. So I love living vicariously through everyday women and their special occasions and helping them feel their everyday best. For me, I really feel like beauty is one thing that I can help make, I guess, bring to life. But I feel like beauty absolutely comes from within. And so to be able to help, pretty much allow that to shine. I, deal with everyday women, which I love and I enjoy. I also have a platform on YouTube where I also create tutorials and such to help everyday women learn how to wear makeup, review products, and things of that nature. So that's always fun. And it never feels like work, to be quite honest. It always feels like fun and just hanging out with my girlfriends.
Yes, I love it. And tell us your social media handles, website, where can the ladies tuning in right now can find you?
Yeah, so I am on YouTube at Inner Beauty Out EL. Same thing for Instagram and TikTok.
Yes, and Shontay, that skin girl, that skin. Okay, your skin look absolutely beautiful. Tell us about Black Girl Sunscreen and how it got started and what you've been doing so far.
What haven't we been doing? That's really the question. So, Black Girl Sunscreen is a revolutionary sunscreen made for women of color that has eliminated the toxic ingredients while incorporating all the good stuff like jojoba, cacao, and shea butter. Our mission and vision is to start what we've already started, but continue the conversation around sun safety within the Black and Brown community. One of our goals is to really be accessible to anyone that wants to protect their skin. And, being in a consumer product goods space, we're here as an alternative. We're here as an option. We're not here to replace anything. We're here to say, like, hey, you know what? One of the biggest issues that women of color have faced when finding or looking for a sun care product is the white cast. And we've done that. We've eliminated the white cast, 5 years ago when we were born, so we're moving on to different applications, different consistencies, and really just listening and understanding our consumer base, because women of color, we're at different levels of sunscreen usage from beginner to expert. So we're really out here in the streets, literally, showing face at different events, talking about the benefits of sun safety. And not everybody is willing to listen, but that's okay. Anyone that is, we want them to come on over. So you can find Black Girl Sunscreen at Black Girl Sunscreen across all social media platforms. You can find Shontay on LinkedIn at Shontay Lundy. And then also we love to offer conversations to up and coming entrepreneurs. As when I started Black Girl Sunscreen a few years ago, I didn't have anyone to look up to. So we do offer 30-minute sessions complimentary. And if you want to send a message or an email to contact@blackgirlsunscreen.com, that's all you have to do, and you jump on my assistant will put you on the calendar, and we'll have a conversation.
What was the ad again? Please repeat it one more time for the entrepreneurs, for the ladies who are looking for that type of guidance. Shontay, this is amazing.
Yeah, sure. So our website is blackgirlsunscreen.com. You could always find any email there. Our socials are blackgirlsunscreen.com. And the email I believe that you're referring to is contact, CONTACT, at blackgirlsunscreen.com.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, for those of you tuning in, please make sure you support these amazing ladies. Black Girl Sunscreen for all your needs. Please go and check them out. Follow their page. Buy a product or two. Erline does makeup for birthdays, weddings, all types of stuff. If you're just looking to feel beautiful, you can hit her up. Ladies, thank you so much. This was absolutely amazing. I felt like I walked away with a lot of gems.
Awesome.
And yes, thank you so much. Until next time.